Stop the stigma. Seriously. There are too many people stigmatizing addicts, calling us all kinds of horrible names. Junkies, druggies, you think of it, filthy, dirty, rotten. I don't even want to say some of the names that people call people who suffer from addiction. People who suffer from addiction aren't bad people. Yeah, sometimes we do bad things because when we're in the process of suffering from addiction and we're influenced on drugs, sometimes that craving is in our head and all we can think about is wanting to get our next fix, and people will sometimes do some of the worst things in order to go get it. And that doesn't make it right. And don't get me wrong, people do bad things when they have cravings and they're under the influence, but that doesn't make them bad people. But people stigmatizing people who are suffering from addiction makes it more difficult for people who are suffering to get the help and treatment they really need. And that's a big problem. So there are too many people out there making fun, or even worse, saying that people who suffer from addiction don't deserve help and treatment, let alone can't even get it. So people who actually have the audacity to say that, oh, you're an addict, you don't even deserve help and treatment, you might as well just die. You know, I've actually heard people say that. I've seen people write it in the comments. I've actually heard people say it on video, that people who suffer from addiction are just a waste of society. They're just human waste of society and should just be done. They just let them become a statistic, right? I mean, who really cares about these people? It's nuts. I'm a recovering addict myself. You know what? If I didn't go and get the help and treatment that I needed, I wouldn't be here being able to make this video. I wouldn't be here able to inspire or encourage other people that need help and treatment, that need to hear words of encouragement, because I've been able to inspire a lot of people, encourage a lot of people just because of things they're struggling with in many areas. And I do believe that God has called me to do a lot of these things, but it's because I was able to beat my addiction. Now, if I took these people's advice and just became a statistic, and those people out there that are stigmatizing addicts got their way, maybe they'd be cheering, but then I wouldn't be here to be able to help people. And a lot of others who are doing so much good now, who have been in long-term recovery and haven't used drugs in a long time, wouldn't be here either. Do you know how many people I know who used to suffer this is my dog who used to suffer from addiction? Come here, girl, come here, sweetie. Who used to suffer from addiction, who now are in long-term recovery, who are doing such great things. There are people who give their life back to helping other sick people, and maybe not just other addicts, but people who have become doctors, become nurses, going out there, become clinical psychologists, doing things to help people because they have a passion and a calling to be people service-oriented professionals. And and that's a great thing. I mean, honestly, and that's really one of the best callings you could possibly ever be in. And that's the reality. There are far too many people out there making it sound like we as suffering addicts can never become anything more, and we might as well just be dead already. And that is horrible, because I'm a recovering addict. I know a lot of excellent people who are recovering addicts, and we've been able to break the chains of addiction in our own life, and anybody watching this can do it too. And you can rebuild your life and become anybody you want to be anything you want to be, do anything you want to do. Just put your mind to it and get out there and begin to do it. Yes, it may take some time. I understand that we bury ourselves in addiction, but we can slowly rebuild things and become the people that we long to be. We don't have to be slaves to ourselves. And that's what addiction really is. We're slaves to our brain, okay? Don't be a slave to these urges that addiction's calling you to do. Get help and treatment. Yes, it might be hard to do it on your own, but nobody's saying you have to do it on your own. There is help and treatment available. And don't listen to those idiots who continue to stigmatize addicts. Don't listen to them. If somebody's saying you're worthless, you're not. You're worthwhile. You're worth everything. Honestly, there's nothing more important. Think about it. There's really nothing more important in your life than you. So you need to get out there and prove these idiots wrong. Don't let them stigmatize you. Get out there and prove them wrong. Show them that you are worthwhile, that you have something to offer, and you have something to give this world. And you know what? Maybe you'll just have the last laugh. Because when you become that next CEO or that next doctor or nurse, or you get out there and you're working hard and you're taking care of your family or doing whatever it is you do that you love and you're happy, sober, you can smile and say, you know what? I did it. And you know what? You're not doing it for those people either. You're not doing it just so you can have the last laugh. You're doing it for you. You're doing it for your family. And you're doing it because that's the best way to be. And believe me, drugs won't make you happy. I thought it would at the time. Honestly, that's why I got into it when I was using. I tried to escape from a difficult situation and tried to experience some level of peace and happiness, and all it did was bring me misery. So many of you, if you're watching this video and you're using, I'm sure that it probably has brought or will bring you misery. I can guarantee it. If it hasn't yet, it will. So get help and treatment. Get out there, begin to rebuild your life, and you can get out there and do whatever it is you want to do. But it starts with help and treatment. Call the number at the end of this video. Get help and treatment first, and then we can help you rebuild your life and become the person that you've always been meant to be. Peace and love.